curriculum, from 1 to 3, 1 period per week. Yes.
No good. That is not enough. It is not enough. It is not enough. So then it is up to the school directors, with the ASEAN coming up, to say we need to teach English every day. Then this will make a difference. Once a week is not enough. It's not enough. It is very difficult.
My students went for to learn English.
Yes.
Learn on Monday a week.
So the school director has to, you have to talk to the school director and say, if we want to really bring our standard up, English standard up, we need to do this every day. It's once a week is not enough. Actually, 60 minutes is not necessary. Even if it's 30 minutes, every day is better than 60 minutes once a week. 20 minutes every day is better than, twice a week, 50 minutes.
In your country, learn every day.
Every day. You have to do it every day. Whenever we teach foreign language, now we studied in English and we are, so it's not a foreign language in a sense, but when we are teaching also a foreign language, we teach it every day for the students to learn that language. You can't do the language only a few times a week. Another thing that if the students want to learn, there are many things on the internet that you could find that for them to do activities on. That will help them learn when they're not in school. Maybe they could do it at home, to encourage them to keep on practicing. But one of the ways for you to teach that 1 hour, a lot of interactive. I know you probably teach English from the textbook and it's all grammar and writing and spelling.
Focus grammar.
I know. That's why the students cannot grow in English, speaking language, because when you focus on grammar, they're fine. They can read and write very well, but they cannot speak, right? So you have to make sure if you have 60 minutes that you're teaching, 20 minutes at least, talking only. With each other, the teacher in a group. So only in English, but talking in English, but then give them an activity. Simple as, okay, we are going to the market today. Bring in things. We are going to the market and you are going to go buy. You're going to bargain. So from one table each, you got different mango, you got apple, and every student has to be the seller, one student has to be the buyer. That kind of, you have to speak it in English only, and you have to bargain. And how much do you want for the apple? I said, 20 baht. It is too expensive. Can I get it for 10 baht? Making conversation. So you have to create a program that is more like everyday program. I am going to the hospital today. Today is a hospital day, so let's do all the activity around hospital. So you have to build your lesson that way. Not just grammar, but maybe part of the vocabulary you're learning for that day then. You figure out, okay, this vocabulary is for business, maybe office. Then you kind of create an activity around that and make the students then practice and use the language, use the vocabulary that they're studying. I don't know if that recommendation can work, but our teachers, that's the way we teach. That's the way we would teach. We would do a lot of activities. Then it makes it more fun for the students. They want to do it. They have fun. Yeah. And then they can go out and use it too. That's what, I don't know. Any more questions about that or other ideas? Do you have any ideas? Teachers, English teachers. All the English teachers in the school, have you used any idea or activity that works well, that you could share with other teachers? What have you used that might work?
ครูสอนภาษาอังกฤษตามที่จะทำให้เด็กก็พยายามหัดพูดและพูดก็เป็นประสบการณ์ของคนครับ
ก็เนี่ยครับเดี๋ยวเราหาได้ยินเดี๋ยวเราไม่ได้ยินเดี๋ยวเราหาวิธีหลายๆวิธีนะครับจะทำยังไงให้พวกเราได้ไปด้วยกันนะครับได้เข้าใจด้วยกันนะครับทีนี้ให้ทาริกเขาช่วยพิมพ์ให้นะครับแล้วก็เดี๋ยวจะมีเวลาสรุปเป็นภาษาไทยนะ เราไม่อยากปล่อยให้เป็นเสียงในฟิล์มตลอดนะเดี๋ยวจะมีการสรุปเป็นภาษาไทยอีกครั้งหนึ่งนะครับก็ตามที่ได้พูดคุยเมื่อกี้นะครับก็หมายความว่าครูที่จะสอนภาษาอังกฤษเนี่ยโดยเฉพาะเนี่ยเด็กนี่ต้องเรียนรู้ตั้งแต่เล็กนะครับก็ถูกแล้วนะถ้าสอนเด็กตั้งแต่อนุบาลนะครับแต่ทำยังไงที่จะสอนให้เหมือนกับที่เป็นลิ้นแม่เขาเรียกว่าอะไรบ้านเราฮะภาษาแม่ไม่ใช่มาเตอร์ตังนี่ก็คือลิ้นแม่นะให้เหมือนกับภาษาเขานะครับซึ่งเราบ้านเราเนี่ยเราออกสำเนียงไม่เป็นภาษาบ้านเรานะครับคือเสียงเพี้ยนไปแล้วนะแล้วก็ครูเนี่ยต้องพูดภาษาอังกฤษเนี่ยวันเดียวใน1 สัปดาห์เนี่ยจะไม่พอแล้วนะครับต้องพูดทุกวันทำยังไงให้เราเนี่ยสามารถที่จะสอนเด็กได้ให้เด็กพูดทุกวันนะครับเพื่อให้เกิดการซึมซับนะฮะแล้วก็ถ้าเด็กเนี่ยไม่เข้าใจเราก็อาจจะใช้ภาษาสัญลักษณ์ก็ได้นะครับเราอาจจะใช้ภาษาสัญลักษณ์หรือใช้รูปภาพช่วยนะครับแต่ว่าอธิบายเป็นภาษาอังกฤษนะแล้วก็เรื่องของแล้วใช้ประโยคง่ายๆที่สามารถใช้ได้ทุกวันนะครับที่สามารถใช้ทุกวันแล้วก็อาศัยการเล่นเกมบ้างกีฬาบ้างแล้วก็ใช้ภาษาอังกฤษนะครับใช้ภาษาอังกฤษนานๆเข้าเด็กเนี่ยก็จะได้ยินกันทุกวันเขาจะมีการโต้ตอบเป็นภาษาอังกฤษได้ถ้าสมมติว่าครูเนี่ยบางทีเนี่ยเราเคยไม่ได้ใช้ภาษาอังกฤษมาเนี่ยเราอาจจะเขินเวลาคุยกับเด็กแบบของเราก็เหมือนกันนะครับถ้าเป็นพูดภาษาไทยจะไปพูดภาษาอื่นมันรู้สึกว่าเขินแต่ว่าถ้าได้ใช้ไปสักพักหนึ่งอาจจะเกิดความตื่นเต้นนะครับ excited ตื่นเต้นนะครับแล้วก็ตื่นเต้นที่จะมีการสื่อสารระหว่างกันนะครับแต่ว่าต้องใช้ทุกวันกับเด็กนะครับแต่เราไม่ทราบว่าของเราเนี่ยมีเวลาที่จะใช้กับเด็กทุกวันหรือเปล่านะครับ
จะกลับไปครับ
ครับผม
ขออนุญาตเรียนปีนี้ผมว่าส่วนใหญ่น่าจะเข้าใจภาษาอังกฤษ
แล้วก็
เพราะว่าส่วนใหญ่เข้าใจนะอันนี้ว่าถ้าไม่เข้าใจคือถ้าพูดไปแปลไปเนี่ยผมจะใช้เวลาเยอะใช่ไหมเพราะว่าถ้าไม่เข้าใจเราก็ยกมือถามดีกว่ามันจะได้ไปเร็วขึ้นคือแต่ทั้งหมดที่พิมพ์เนี่ยก็หลังจากนี้ก็แจกจ่ายเพราะว่าน่าจะเร็วกว่าเนี่ยเพราะว่าทุกคนที่มาผมว่าพอจะมีแต่ผมไม่ค่อยกระดิกนะทุกคนอื่นนี่สั่นเลยนะ
การดิงนี่สั่นเลยไม่ได้กระดิกเลย
นะครับผมว่าเพื่อความเร็ว
ก็อยู่ที่พวกเรานะครับเดี๋ยวเขาช่วยทาริเขาพิมพ์นะครับแล้วก็จะทำ
ใช่
แต่เราบอกว่าแบบนี้ได้ไหมครับอยู่ข้างๆสกิดนะได้ไหมครับวีสกิดได้ไหมช่วยสกิดแปลให้แบบกระซิบ
เอาสาระสำคัญ
เดี๋ยวสาระสำคัญก็ได้นะแต่ว่าพิมพ์เนี่ยทาริพิมพ์ทั้งหมดเลยนะ
มันจะเร็วขึ้นมันจะเร็วขึ้นนะไม่ทราบคนอื่นเป็นไงนะ
ให้คนอื่นอ่าน
ถ้าพูดไปแปลไปก็ไม่ได้ใจ
Give it to everybody
ยังไงก็ได้ให้รู้เรื่อง
Yes, please raise your hand.
Maybe I was going to speak a little bit more about what you are doing here is teaching English as a second language. It's totally different than the American schools. They use English, but they are teaching Spanish. They're teaching French as second language. The research is showing us the American teaching Spanish in their school is just as bad as anyone else teaching English in a foreign country, because the second language teaching method is not really working in the last 10-20 years. Like in Canada, most of the students grew up with English, of course, and they learn French as second language in the school. But 95% of them cannot speak French after they graduate from high school. So it's similar to what you're saying, that they are learning English in your school, but they can't speak. So there's a lot of new research coming out and helping us as adults and children to learn English or learn a second language, able to speak in a very quick way. So I just mentioned a little bit earlier ago, my wife started this program, it's called AIMS. In 3 months, the non-French speakers able to carry on the conversation, able to ask questions. So because we changed to every other day to every day for minimum 30 minutes, if you are able to focus on one language, whatever second language that you're going to teach, either English or Bahasa or others, if you can speak to your students, and they can hear 30 minutes a day, and every day, 5 days a week to 6 days a week, if you can, in 3 months' time, they can carry on a basic conversation. So if you wanted to go this way, I could send you a link of this called AIMS. It's a very fascinating method. They use sign language. Every word has a sign language. And so that's how we learn, and pictures, and dancing, and music. So if you really want to achieve that speaking level, I think this is a program that I can recommend to you. They have French, they have English, they have Spanish right now. And they're working on German, but I'm not sure they're going to do Bahasa later. So.
I don't know, those ideas that I gave about the market or things like that, is that applicable? Can you do something like that in your class? To practice in your English class? Remember doing a market day. After you do your lesson, maybe 20-minute interaction with the students, market day, buying and selling. Is that something you could do in your class? Yes? No? Not sure?
Okay.
Yeah. Why I asked that is there are many ideas you can do. We can talk about it. I can give you some, but then when you talk, I think you will have many ideas to help your students learn English, But ultimately, you have to try it first. Now, we have a saying also, that teachers are entertainers. Do you know what that entertainer is? Like actor, like singer. Why? You are pretty much, with your students, you have to make your students interested and want to do something that they don't want to do. Because you're making them do it, right? They don't want to study. They don't want to do the homework. But somehow, because you make it interesting for them, and because of you, each teacher, the student will do it. So in a sense, to some degree, you have to make it engaging for them. It's up to you. So you have to figure out new ways. Every day, you have to come up with new ways to make it interesting, make it fun. And so the students want to learn from you. It's work, but that's what teacher is about. And I know for every teacher, the best, the greatest joy, the time you are most happy is when your student finally understands, right? And understands what you've been teaching, and your student gets it right. Then you're happy, right? Right? That's a true teacher. Yeah, that's a true teacher. Really, because the teacher has great joy when the student finally understands and learns. So that means you have to, as a teacher, find ways to help your student learn. It's homework for you. You have to do the work. Nobody's going to give it to you. I was going to say, let's see. My ideas all went out now. My ideas all left. I had all these ideas in my head to give you, but it all left right now. But when we talk, I don't know, more questions or any ideas? If you have something you want to say, then maybe I'll trigger something you could talk. Yes?
Yeah. First of all, I want to say, in our Thai education system, we do have conversation class. We have conversation class like going to markets or playing football.
Yeah.
But still, we have less time. They are treating English as a foreign language, not as a second language. So we have less time. We have actually 2 hours a week. In that, we are focused. When we go to the classroom, it takes 10 minutes. When students, okay, the special thing in Thailand, in a classroom there are two doors, the front and the back. Teacher will enter from the front and the student will go out from the back. It's very convenient. We cannot force our students. We cannot motivate. And I wrote 4 things. The first thing about is timing. Like the biggest problem is timing. And even like you want to do something new, your director won't allow you. Like this is the biggest problem. The second, we cannot encourage students because if they know if they cannot speak English, they can get a job.
That's sure.
Yeah. And the second thing, the parents. The biggest problem is with parents. I had a tuition center. After 1 week, the parents came and they were like, "Ajahn saw baby." After 1 week, they said, "Teacher, he doesn't teach good, teach well." So I was so disappointed, and I stopped teaching, in my tuition center. And another student of mine, she was with me for 1 year, and she passed her interview, and now she's in China, and she called me, "Thank you, teacher," and So, how to encourage students? They're not motivated. And the biggest problem, the students in Thailand, they're very naughty. No, they're extremely naughty. I have seen, in Malaysia, in Pakistan, in many other countries, they're not that much. In Thailand, they're they're terrorists in the classroom. Okay. And
What do they do?
you can't imagine.
Yes.
If they have a foreign teacher, if they have a foreign teacher and she's good, one student will stand up and hug, making stupid gestures or something. And the fourth is foreign teachers. What I think, not all, Mr. Noel, he's doing a great job, but some of foreign teachers, they come here as tourists, travelers, and then Thai director, he's happy to engage him because he's from West, and he's just enjoying here, and he's not willing to teach. He just goes to the classroom and then he goes out. That's it. So these are how to deal with these problems.
You have to bring all the directors, school directors, and we will talk to them. I mean, when you are talking about the issues that you talk about, it's not something you can change, right? You can't change as a teacher. You have to be in authority to make the change.
Well, there are some in authority.
Oh,
there are
who are the people in authority?
I'll give a glance at them.
I don't know. Every school in every country, we all have problems. We all have problems. It's not just Thailand.
Okay,
it's not just Thailand.
How to deal with naughty students?
How do you deal with naughty students?
So I think Mr. Noah can talk about this. Yeah. How to control the naughty student.
Let me hear what you say.
Okay, the question is how to deal with naughty students. Okay, you know the word naughty, exomen. So, okay, without one. Yeah, okay, normally what I do is just, if there's one person, because, first time is to look for this one person who is the leader of the naughty boy, of the naughty students. And then I will sit down with him and talk with him, and I will ask him, can you help me? Okay, can you help me stop? Okay, these children who are, who are making naughty things, and he will obey and follow me, and things will be quiet for a while. So I'm looking for who is the influencer, who is the key person in that naughty students, and that's very helpful to me. And sometimes I need to engage with him also. I need to, not only in the classroom but outside the classroom. I need to be a friend to build a relationship with that person as well, because that person will help me to stop his other classmates from doing some naughty things. So the question is, who is the influencer?